Hello and welcome to today's video. So in this video we are going to be doing UK versus US book covers and basically just saying which one we think is better, keeping a tally, seeing which one wins. That's it.
Whether UK wins or US wins, or whether I win or whether you win.
Whether UK wins or US wins.
Yep.
So we'll keep track of our own scores.
Oh, that's why there's 2 pens, yep.
Yeah, so we'll keep track of our own scores and then we'll also do an overall total score as well. So for each of us, it'll be out of 30 and then total is out of 60.
Okay, yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We've already discussed this, you should know.
Yeah, so we're not going to have anything like...
We are not competing.
Okay, so there's not going to be like how many books I thought and how many you thought.
If you want to come up with some cool statistics, you can go ahead and do that, but
maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So I've got 30 different book covers ready to talk through and say what we like, basically, whether we prefer the US or the UK, and we'll try and give reasons why. The reason that I've asked Jay to do this with me is because I think we'll disagree on some, so I think that is more entertaining than me sitting here and being like, that one's better for this reason, moving on. Jay will hopefully have an opinion as well. Hopefully. Jay has seen the first one because it's already set up here for us to look at, which if we are looking this way it's because it's set up right here. But yeah, I've seen a few people do this now. I'll link some videos down below of other people doing it, but yeah, it just seems like a bit of fun. So I've picked out some book covers. 30.
Yep.
Yeah, and I figured we'd just get started. If there's a gap at any point and it looks like things have changed, we've ordered an Indian. The Indian might arrive before we finish going through them all. But yeah, let's get started.
Yes.
Okay, so book number 1 is The Midnight Library, and we've got the UK cover and the US cover. I have a favourite. Do you?
I don't know, because I haven't read it, so I don't know what it's about. I know a little bit about what it's about. I think
it's not the best.
I think the UK one is more aesthetically pleasing, but I think maybe the US one might be a bit more interesting.
Yeah, so I like the US one for a few reasons. So, the Midnight Library basically got someone and they're shown lots of different lives if they've made a different decision at a different point. So obviously we've got that with the windows and like a window into all these different lives. And also one of the windows says a novel, and Matt Haig does loads of books, and like I don't think you'd necessarily know what this book was if you just knew Matt Haig as an author.
Yeah.
And I think it's really good that it says a novel, because like people could think this is non-fiction because it's just as preachy as the non-fiction.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'm going to say UK just because I think it's more aesthetically pleasing.
Okay, well I'm saying US. Okay, moving on to book number 2. This is Clara and the Sun. I have a favourite.
They're very similar, aren't they?
It's a similar concept, but it's been done differently.
I also haven't read this, so I don't know anything about what it's about. Have you read this?
I haven't read it and I haven't looked into what it's about, but it is a book that I'd like to read. I prefer the UK cover just because I think it's so cool.
I also prefer the UK cover just because I think it's more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, like I don't think the US cover really like... I mean, it's a hand and a sun, but like I just think the UK cover looks so much better, and also the colours work better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you can see the sun. And what you can't tell here from the UK cover is that when you open the first flap is you can see the sun behind it as well.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah. Moving on to book number 3. This is They Both Die at the End.
Do they both die at the end?
Yeah, I haven't read it, but yeah, like, yeah. They both die at the end. This is like a world where people know when they're going to die, so you can sign up to a service, I think it is, where like you'll get notified the day you're going to die. And you can also like get matched up with someone who's going to die at like the same time as you.
Wow.
And stuff like that. Yeah, like I don't really know a lot about it other than that. It's like a contemporary book. I prefer the US cover just because I think it's cooler, but like I understand the UK cover, I just don't like the colours.
Yeah. I think the colours are nicer on the US one, but I think the UK one's potentially more interesting. I really can't decide. I think they're so different.
You're not going to have opinions on anything.
I don't know. I think they're so different that it's like...
Yeah.
They're both very valid like interpretations of like how to represent it as an image.
Yeah, I mean, on the UK cover, if you see it in person as well, like all of this blue sand is like foiled, like it's blue foiling.
That's cool. I've just thought of a way to figure it out.
Oh, do tell.
If I was in the shop and I was going to buy this, which one would I rather have on my shelf?
Yeah.
And I think the US one is
I agree with US, lovely.
I already knew that you said yes.
Oh yeah, I know, but I was just saying I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, book number 4 is The Vanishing Half. But yeah, I own the UK cover, but in a different colourway. I got the Waterstones exclusive colourway. But I do prefer the US.
I prefer the US as well.
I prefer it because like the half is actually vanishing, like the faces are literally vanishing into each other.
I think the colours are cooler as well.
Yeah, I prefer the colours, and like I feel like the UK doesn't really give a lot away, whereas like the US does.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think from a purely aesthetic point of view, I think I prefer the US.
Book number 5 is Loveless by Alice Oseman, and this one has only recently come out in the US. This is like a new cover design so that people in the US can buy it. This is more recent, but the UK cover has been available for like a long time.
I prefer the US cover, but I don't know why.
Okay, is it because you can spot Nick in the background?
It wasn't, but I don't know. I just think it's a bit more. I feel like it's a bit more.
I don't actually know if that is Nick in the background. I just think it looks similar to how they draw him. This is the same person that did Heartstopper.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, okay, sorry, you looked really confused.
No, I was just. This is about Nick's sister, isn't it? Or is it not?
No. I'm trying to remember which one. I think that in Loveless, they go to university and they're trying to figure out love. And
Who do?
the main character.
It's just nothing to do with Heartstopper.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, same world. Like,
Right.
I think all of Alice Oseman's books are, like, in the same, like, world. Like, these people exist. But yeah, and you're thinking of Solitaire. That's Charlie's sister is in Solitaire. I prefer the UK cover just because I think it's like more iconic. Like,
Yeah.
if I think I love this, I think the UK cover.
That's fair. See, I hadn't heard of it before, so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
think the US one's just nicer.
So book 6 is The Paris Apartment, and I have a clear favourite.
So do I.
You can go first.
The US one.
US one.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think like all of Lucy Foley's books in the US have this very similar feel, whereas the UK just seems very sporadic as to what they are as well. Like, I just think that the US one looks way cooler, and like the only thing I like about the UK one is like the Eiffel Tower bit.
See, I noticed that, and it kind of seems like a bit of an afterthought. Actually, it's like it seems to me like they drew that door and they were like, "Oh, we need to make it look like it's something to do with Paris. Oh, just make the light look like the Eiffel Tower."
Yeah, I just think the US like stands out. Like, if you're in
Yeah.
a bookstore, you'd pick up the US one. If you're in a bookstore, you wouldn't pick up
Yeah.
the UK one.
I like how in the US one, I like how the image in the background's very muted, and then
Yeah.
they go for like pink writing, and it really stands out.
Yeah,
I think.
I really like that style. So number 7 is the Flat Share. I have a favourite, but I think it's going to be a different favourite to you. Like, I know which one I would pick up.
Is this the one where one of them sleeps in the bed at night and the other in the day, and they
Yeah.
don't meet each other? In that case, I think the US one is better because,
I prefer the UK one.
yeah. Do you want to know why I prefer the US one? It's
Yeah,
obviously
I do.
because it shows that, like. So I'm guessing that they're meant to be like the two people that share the flat, right?
I assume.
And
so.
then that border in the middle kind of like it shows the separation between like they share a flat but they're not like
Okay.
you know
Yeah,
there's a big
understand it.
divide between them, and then that divide, the flat share, like that divide is the story.
Yeah, and I understand that completely, but I don't like the art style used.
yeah.
Like, I wouldn't pick something up even like an art piece in that style because I just don't like it. And I just think that the UK looks really cool. Like, it's very the flat share. You've got a bed, and you can kind of see their personalities either side of that bed as well.
Oh yeah, I hadn't noticed that actually.
Okay, and then Big Fluff has joined us, but he's going to be blocked out now because I'm still putting the images over him, but he can stay there. So, book number 8 is Daisy Jones and the Six. Do you recognise these covers?
No.
I brought the UK edition in a charity shop like last weekend.
Fairs.
You don't recognise it?
No.
Fairs.
I don't know. I think I prefer the US one.
I also prefer the US one. I just think like that's a very cool cover.
Yeah, it
like
is.
I don't think the UK does anything. Like, I just think that's way cooler. Like, normally I don't like faces on covers, but I think that just, I mean, it's cool. And like the book's about a band. Like, Daisy Jones and the Six is like a band. They're like big celebrities.
You read the
I did
blurb.
read you the
I
blurb.
remember. Yeah, okay. I remember the blurb.
Yeah, I just think the US one just does that job way quicker. Okay, so on to book number 9. This is Beach Read. I actually don't know which one I prefer for this. I'm leaning one way.
Leaning US.
I'm also leaning US. I just think the colours in the UK one don't look right.
Yeah.
And like, I understand that it's an artistic style and like all of the curves and stuff, but it just doesn't portray anything. Like, you can literally see on the US one, like, that's a woman lying down writing something, that's a man sitting up writing something. Like, this is a romance novel about two authors. And like, yeah, like there is a book and a pen in the UK one, but like you can just see someone's legs and then like someone out in the ocean. Like, it's not really giving you that same
vibe.
Vibe's the best way to put it.
Yeah, I agree.
Is there any other reason why you prefer the US?
I think it's purely aesthetic. I think I prefer the font on the US, and I don't really like the colours on the UK one.
Yeah.
So yeah, same.
Okay, on to number 10. This is The Maid.
I have a favourite.
Me too.
Which one is it?
US.
Oh, fairs. I prefer the UK.
Okay. I don't know if I preferred the US because I saw it so much before knowing the UK one was a thing. I don't know a lot about this book. Like, I've seen it. I think the US at one point, the US cover was part of like a book of the month box.
Okay.
So I saw it on a lot of channels then. But I don't know a lot about it, but I think it's how much the US one pops that makes me like just prefer that. I think I prefer the colours.
Okay. I think the US one is fine.
Okay.
I think the UK one, I really like the fonts.
Okay.
I really like the colour. Like, that is a very, very nice shade of green, and the way it sort of gradients into a darker green is very nice.
Yeah.
And I think it's very cool the way that, like, there's a hotel that's also like one of those
like
signs that you put on a door.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Pairs?
the US one to me actually kind of looks like it was designed in the 80s or the 90s actually.
Okay, that's interesting.
Is it a modern book?
I really don't know a lot about this one at all. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I prefer the UK one. So
okay, so on to book number 11. This is Dial A for Aunties. I will say there's a couple of different colourways of the UK, but that seems to be the most popular one. You might recognise it.
Yeah, you bought it the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, but mine was an orange background, but it looks very similar no matter like what background colour it is. I 100% prefer the US, like no question asked. To me, the UK looks like bad pop art. Like pop art that's been half-arsed. Like, they kind of wanted to go for the pop art with the person, but then didn't carry it on for it the rest of it. And I just don't like it. Like, it doesn't work together. Whereas I think like the US one is very much how a lot of like younger murdery mystery books are starting to look, with that very like computerized drawing.
Okay.
With every, like, I just think it looks way cooler. Like, you can tell that's the main character. You can tell they're probably going to be her aunties.
Sure.
And like you can kind of see like it's going to be tropical-ish. It's going to be like, you know, but with the chandelier as well, you can tell that it's going to be like something bigger. Like, I just think you can tell a lot from the cover, and it looks way cooler. I like the colours. I like it a lot more. You made it go.
I actually don't overly like either of them.
Okay.
I think the UK one, I find it more aesthetically pleasing.
Okay, what about it?
I think the background colour and then the white of the text and the text it's bigger.
I like the tagline for the UK.
Oh yeah,
They'd kill to see you happy.
I also noticed that the US, the author has put their middle initial, but not in the UK.
I don't know if that's anything. It could just be where I've got these images from. I don't know.
No, I think I'm really not caring for either of them, but I think the UK one.
First, put your tally down then, go for it. Number 12, 6 Crimson Cranes, UK. Like, no question asked, UK. Like, the UK cover is like fucking beautiful.
I don't particularly like either of them.
Okay.
I think.
You don't like the UK cover?
Not really. Like, I mean, yeah, it's pretty, but it's not. Oh, meh. I don't know.
Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh.
Ooh. Oof.
I like
and you can't see the person. It's like she has no...
I like the font on the UK one.
Okay.
I don't like the font on the US one. Like, yeah, I suppose on the US one it doesn't really show you anything on the... I mean, the UK one... I think the US one is more eye-catching.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Not necessarily in a good way. It's
Okay.
just a lot more eye-catching, I feel like.
See, I look at the UK one and I'm like, I want that on my bookshelf. That
Yeah.
looks so fucking pretty.
It does look pretty, I agree. Yeah, I'm going to go UK as well.
Good. Okay, on to book number 13. This is Crying in H Mart. I've always loved the US version, but I have been coming around more to the UK version recently because I think it portrays it better. But I just think the noodles being like shared and being part of like the H looks so cool on the US version. But I think the UK version is much more like to the point of what the book's actually about.
Okay, see, I don't care about that. I just think the US one looks better.
I mean, fair enough. I think I'm also going to go US because I think eye-catching, that's the one that you're going to pick up. If you know what this book is, you'd pick up that if you saw it in a bookstore. And I also like that it says a memoir because I don't think that you'd know that just looking at the book.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm going to go US.
So,
On to book 14. This is Hamnet. I know which one I prefer. 100%.
they're both very interesting, aren't they? I really like the big H on the UK one.
Yes.
And the like all of the like fancy shit around
And
it.
that's all in gold foiling on the actual cover.
Fairs. I think the US one, it's very interesting how it's a picture of a person with a feather over their eyes.
Yeah, so I'd say the only redeeming quality about the US one, bear in mind, I don't like books with faces on the cover. Like, I just don't like it. Like, I don't. Is that you can tell it's based on Shakespeare. Like, if you look at that, you're very much thinking like Shakespeare. But the UK one is just so much prettier and so much cooler and has so much going on. Like, if you notice, like, there's a hare here, there's an owl here.
Oh yeah, I hadn't noticed the owl.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like, I just 100%, the UK one looks so good.
Yeah, I agree. I think, what... Is it a bit jokey?
Not exactly. Hamnet was, like, Shakespeare's son.
In real life?
In real life.
Okay.
And this book is Hamnet, but it's not like non-fiction. And at no point in it does it mention, like, William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
But it's very much like, it's associated with that.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I think if the whole thing was like banterous, it was a bit of a joke, I think I'd potentially...
The Indians read it.
I'd potentially think the US one had that redeeming quality of the feather, but I'm going to go for UK.
Nice. Mark it down, let's eat, and then we'll come back.
Yes.
We're back.
Costume change. What a costume change?
Jay dropped curry down him.
Only a little bit, like a tiny, tiny little, like one rice worth of curry.
It was bright red all
It
day.
was bright red, and it was a white t-shirt. Should have worn a bib.
Shall we continue on?
Yes.
Lovely. So, book number 15 is My Dark Vanessa. I haven't read it. I think I probably will read it at some point. It's a very dark book. It's about a woman who I think is about 30, and it comes up that an old teacher of hers has now been arrested for having relationships with students. She had a relationship with him as a student, but didn't see it as like abusive. She saw it as a real relationship, and like I'm pretty sure it's kind of like her coming to terms with that and like sorting through that of like what was and wasn't okay.
Okay.
Like, I don't know exactly what it's about, but like, yeah, that's like the basics of it. So I don't think either of these covers portray that very well, but I prefer the look of the UK cover.
To me, the US one, it kind of portrays that it's about a woman, and I think it definitely alludes that it's about her sexuality.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
And I don't know.
Okay.
I think that it very much portrays that it's very serious.
Okay.
That's the visual that I get from that.
Fairs. I just see a face on the cover and I'm like, why? Like, obviously, like, some covers do it well, but, like, yeah, I just don't like it. Like, I don't think it portrays a lot.
Okay.
Like, I feel like it could be one of those that once you've read the book, you understand the cover. But I don't know.
I think the facial expression is very solemn.
Okay.
And the fact that it's in black and white and it's so, like, close up.
I just don't see it, but,
Yeah.
like, that's fair enough. I'm going for the UK.
I'm going for the US.
Okay, so number 15 is Luster. I have no clue about this, but just to contradict myself, I prefer the UK cover. I know it's got a face on it, but I think because it's not the whole face, it's like better. Like, it's a very striking cover. Like, I do like the US cover as well, but I just think that the UK is so much more, like, striking. Like,
Yes.
yes, you agree? Or...
I agree. I'm trying to think. I agree that the UK one's more striking.
Okay.
And I agree that it's more interesting.
Okay.
I think the US one is more aesthetically pleasing.
How come? Because, like, you can see the person there.
Yeah. It's just a bit weird that it's so, like, close. Like, it's such a close-up image.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going for UK. Like, I just think that's so striking. Like, you'd want to pick that up and know what it was about. And, like...
That's a good point. The US one, it says it's a novel and that's it. The background is just... Yeah, I guess the UK one's more intriguing. I think that I really like the colours.
Yeah, like, you can still tell the race of the person in the US one, obviously.
How?
The hair.
What hair?
Right, so when I said obviously you can still see the person, can you see the person in the US cover?
No.
So you can't tell that this is shoulders and this is hair?
No.
Look closer. Let me turn the...
Maybe.
Can you see it better now? I've turned the brightness all the way up. So this is like someone's like shoulder, they've got no clothes on, and this is like someone's hair. You can't see that?
I can see it, but I have to really look for it.
Okay.
I think with the US one, I really like the colours.
Fairs. I'm going UK, and I just think I'd want the UK on my bookshelf. I wouldn't want the US. Well, look, I'd have it if it was the only option, but like...
I think I'm going to go UK because I think it's more interesting.
Okay, fairs.
But I think...
It's
I still
a closer
think...
one for
yeah,
you.
I still think, like, aesthetically, the US one's
Fairs.
more interesting and more striking.
So, on to number 17. This is If I Had Your Face.
UK.
UK. Easily the UK.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's about cosmetic surgery
Okay.
and the norm of cosmetic surgery.
The on the UK one, that face, it almost looks like it could be a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, UK
Yeah.
mask now.
It just looks so much better, doesn't it? Like, yeah. Okay, we don't need to discuss that one. That's just, yeah, obviously.
Oh.
Yeah, so, do you want me to go first?
No, because I'm still deciding. I don't want your...
Okay.
I like them both.
Okay.
The US one is more easy to read.
Yes.
The US one is more visually appealing.
Okay.
But the UK one just has that coolness factor that you don't normally see on book covers.
Okay. Mine is easily the US. I think the UK looked really cool, but like, you need to figure out what it says.
Yeah.
Like you don't easily know how to read that, how to see it, and like you can't just look at the cover and be like knowing it. You really have to like that's not.
I'm gonna say US as well. I think that it looks.
I think
cooler.
the UK would make a really cool like poster. Like I couldn't imagine when I was younger having like that sort of poster in my bedroom and it looking well cool. But like for a book cover, 19. I already know my answer for this one as well because I own. Well, now I said I own, you're gonna know my answer. But yeah, for me this is easily the UK.
I think the UK one does look better, but I wouldn't say it's easily like.
I really like the UK one. Like the UK one, I would want to pick it up and know more. The US one, like I still think it looks nice, but I don't have that same thing. Like I think like the colours in the UK one are what really make it for me. Like the 2 shades of green and the 2 shades of pink and how they look together. I just think that really, yeah.
Like, with the US one, that kind of looks like that covered in general. like the theme of the cover, looks like it could be a non-fiction book, doesn't it? Like it doesn't really give away that it's like a novel.
I mean, it does say a novel.
In tiny little letters.
Okay. Well,
but they didn't have to do that with the UK one because it's obvious. Yeah, I'm going to say UK.
Nice. Okay, on to number 20. I already know this one as well. Like, I've seen people talk about this book, and one of the covers, I'm like, that looks interesting, I'd like to see more. And one of the covers, I'm like, that looks very childish, I really don't care about that.
Yeah, I agree. No, I don't. I like the UK one better.
I like the US one better.
Oh.
I don't like the UK. I really don't like it. And I don't know why. Like, it's one of those that, like, I can't easily tell you why I don't like it. But it looks aged. I would say it's the easiest. Like, I expect, like, 2010 YA fiction to look like that.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know what 2010 YA fiction looks like. I think the UK one's more interesting. I think the US, it's just a bunch of objects on a table. The UK,
but it's a bunch of objects, but also I feel like the US looks like an old time, like oil painting, and it just, yeah, like the US one's really cool to me. Okay, moving on to number 21. This is The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel.
Don't tell me which one you like more, because I'm really stuck. I like them both a lot.
Okay, can I tell you something first?
Yeah.
This came out this year.
Okay.
I am going to let you judge it just based on this cover, but then I'm going to give you a bit more information about why I prefer one to the other.
I'm going to say I prefer the US one.
Okay.
I think it just looks a bit cooler.
That's fair enough.
But I do like the UK one a lot.
So I think as a standalone book, if I was just looking at the covers, I would probably prefer the US to the UK.
Okay.
However, Emily St. John Mandel has quite a few books out, and the US never really go together, whereas the UK really do.
Okay.
I think it'll probably be released in a different edition at some point, but like so many, like even that edition of the UK book would like match the other books I've got.
Yeah, I understand.
And I think because of that, I'm more likely to pick that. But I do think that the US does look a bit cooler, but I think it just looks more intriguing. But because I already know the author, I don't really need that intrigue. Like, there's the same things in the UK cover, just set out differently. And I don't necessarily, like, I don't know. Oh, it is a difficult one, but I think I'd have to say UK.
Okie doke. I'm going to go US because I think it looks cooler and I don't care about them looking the same. And I also don't know what the other ones looks like, so that's not a consideration.
Yeah, that's fair enough. On to 22. This is Dearly New Poems.
UK.
US.
Wow.
I like the look of the US one. I like the art style of the US one. And I think the UK one looks cool. But like, I've read from Margaret Atwood before.
The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah. And I think that the UK cover would look really cool for like a new kind of like more edgy, more in-depth poetry style. But like, that doesn't look like Margaret Atwood to me. Like, that doesn't look... Like, I do think it looks alright, but like, I feel like it could have been so much more.
Okay.
Whereas the US, I'm like, it does what it needs to, it looks pretty, it's there, and like, I kind of know what to expect from it. Whereas the UK, look, I feel like if a different author would have had this same concept, but like, with a more modern style of writing poetry, like they really could have done a lot more with it, whereas I just, yeah, US basically is what I'm saying.
I'm saying UK, but the more I look at it, the more it kind of reminds me of like the intro to Would I Lie to You?
I don't think I know what the intro is.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to say UK, but
Yeah.
I think if I was aware of like the poems, maybe that could sway me to the US, but no.
There's
Yeah.
23. This is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine.
I like the UK cover more.
I agree.
Is it because of the matches?
I've read this book.
I know you have. I recognise it.
Okay. I already preferred the UK cover, but not by much. Like, I've already said for other books, like, I don't really like this style of art that's on the US cover. I think the UK cover looks cooler. Like, it's more eye-catching, it looks cooler. And I think once you've read the book, it has a lot more meaning as well.
Okay.
Obviously, the matches make up a house, like a home.
Right.
They're burnt. Like, the matches have burnt. And it's also really relying on like empty space and that emptiness.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, I just think the UK really works well.
I agree.
On to book number 24. This is Little Fires Everywhere. Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I included this because I think every video that I've seen of like UK versus US book covers has this one in.
Okay.
And I disagree with what every person has said they prefer.
I don't really have a strong preference. I think with the UK one, I like that there's actually a fire on the cover, and I like the writing over the top of it. I think it's kind of difficult to make out the word fires because of the like way it merges into the fire. But I think overall I prefer it.
Okay, I prefer the US. No, I've not seen anyone else say that. It says little fires everywhere. And I've heard everyone say it's because of the fire, but it says little fires everywhere. I don't know what the book's about.
Okay.
But little fires everywhere. There's 2 fires that you can see. There's 2 fires. Like, this is obviously a fire in this house at the front. And this is also another fire in this house at the back. It's like little fires everywhere.
Whereas that's a big fire on one house.
Yeah, and like you can see that it's like kind of set in like a suburban area, and it kind of tells you a lot more of what to expect, and I like the different fires, and I really like that you can see it. So yeah, I'm going US.
I'm gonna go UK. I totally see what you mean about US. I totally agree. I just think the UK one looks cooler.
Fair enough. 25 is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I have an initial opinion, but I could be swayed.
I prefer the UK one.
I initially prefer the UK one, but I really love the purple in the US.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's I'm pretty sure that this is Brandon Sanderson's YA series.
Okay.
And I feel like the US does kind of say YA more than the UK one does, but I think I do prefer the UK one.
I prefer the UK one. I think it just looks...
I think with the UK, can you see the border? I feel like I don't love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. I do like the purple on the US.
Yeah. But I think they're both very similar. Like, they both have the same things in them, just a different take on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would go UK.
Yeah, me too.
So 26 is City of Brass. I have a very easy, obvious answer for this, but I know, like, this is a fantasy book, so I know this book because I haven't actually read it yet.
I really don't have a preference, honestly.
Okay.
I feel like in the US one, I feel like the fire in the background is quite distracting from the text, but I think it's aesthetically more pleasing than the UK one. I don't know, actually. I find myself more drawn to the UK one, but I don't know why.
Okay, I'd go UK. I was worried it was only for like the nostalgia of, like, I think that book cover is really, really iconic.
Okay.
Like, if you saw a book cover looking similar to that, like, me as like I read fantasy would automatically think like City of Brass or like this series.
Yeah.
And I think that alone really like makes it a great book cover, like makes it really cool. Yeah, I would easily go UK. I just think, yeah. Well,
yeah, no, I guess I agree. I don't have strong feelings either way.
On to number 27. This is Strange the Dreamer. And I also have a feeling of which one I like. Might also be to do with knowing the book as it was being released, so I'm going to let you answer this one first as well.
I much prefer the colours in the US one.
Okay.
But I find it annoying. I really don't like the whole having a piece of text and having the colour change halfway through the word because the background changes.
Okay.
Like, it seems like it's so overused and it just looks so shit to me.
Bears.
But if you kind of don't pay attention to that, overall the US one is definitely better.
UK all the way. I think it looks so pretty, and like the colours are almost the exact same but they're more vibrant.
I'll tell you what I really like about the UK one.
Do tell.
Is this the body of the like firefly type thing? I really like the pattern inside it.
Okay.
But that's the only thing I really like about the UK cover, to be honest. So I'm going to go US.
I'm going to go UK. Number 28 is The Hate You Give.
Is this... I think if this is If this is a light-hearted story, I'd say US. If it's actually about real serious shit, I'm gonna say UK.
I think it's serious shit, but it's YA, so it's not like super deep. Like it is, but it like handles it in a more, you know, like more easily palatable maybe.
Yeah, okay.
I prefer the US.
I don't know why.
Again, I haven't read this, but I feel like in the US you can see the person, the main character. Like I know that there's one main character, so that's the main character.
Well, that could be the main character in the UK one, couldn't it?
No, okay. Well, if you let me finish, you won't understand why. But I like that you can see like the board, like a proper like sign, like being held up, like a proper like protesters sign.
Okay.
Like I feel like the title being in that is very like I'd say more impactful in the UK, but I do understand why you'd like the UK. Like I do also think the UK looks really cool, and I like the face and I like the close-up in the UK, but I just think in the US one, having that board and having it literally be like the hate you give, like literally like, yeah.
I'm gonna choose UK.
I'm gonna choose US. 29, which is the penultimate one. This is Mistborn: The Final Empire.
I prefer the UK.
I easily prefer the UK.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just the US has a lot going on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not particularly great. The
Like,
UK is a bit more simple and interesting.
I would say it's very simple and interesting, and like it really runs along all of the books as well. Like all of the UK paperback editions of all like adult Sanderson books are very similar.
Okay.
Like I assume that they've used the same artist for all of them,
Sure.
and it just looks so good. I like the US. It's just not the sort of cover that I like. I think there's a lot going on. I think there's a lot to look at, and I think it can get a bit jumbled.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the US one would make really good end pages, but I don't think it should be a cover.
Okay. I just think the UK one looks better.
Cool. And then the last one, are you ready?
Yeah.
Ariadne.
I think the US.
I think the UK.
Oh, nice. I can't explain why. I think it just looks nicer, cooler.
So the UK one in person, the gold is foiled.
Yeah, okay.
I own the UK version, but I own the Waterstones one, so it's like almost the exact same, but it's white rather than blue.
Okay.
I just think it looks so cool, and I feel like obviously Ariadne, you know what it is, but
I don't.
yeah, it's like a Greek myth retelling. Okay.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, so Ariadne is like a Greek myth retelling.
Okay.
And I just think that the UK really looks more like that. Like you can see a lot of those like things in it.
Yes.
Like the pattern around the outside, how like who I assume is being Ariadne, like that's more of like a Greek goddess like statue type thing.
Is.
You've got the leaves, you've got the grapes, you've got a snake, you've got a ship hidden. Like I just think it's much more like that. Like I do like the US one, but I just really prefer the UK. I think it'll be way cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's nice how much like references there are to like Greek mythology in the UK one, but I think the US one just looks more visually appealing.
Yeah, there's more use of like negative space.
Yeah, I think it just looks better.
Well, I'm going UK.
And I'm going US. Okay, so overall, out of 30, I preferred 17 UK covers and 13 US covers.
And I preferred 16 UK covers and 14 US covers, which means overall total out of 60, the UK got 33 and the US got 27. So it was very, very close.
Very close.
Yeah, I definitely think this would be fun to do again.
Yeah?
I could do it with like 2023 releases next year.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? You weren't as opinionated as I was hoping.
Yeah, I know. I thought you were going to have some right stupid opinions, and I was going to have to, like, shut them down.
Stupid opinions?
Yeah.
How would I have stupid opinions?
I don't know, you're very opinionated when it comes to books.
Yeah, but you can't call an opinion stupid. That's really mean.
I thought you were going to have some strong opinions that were going to be different to mine, and I was going to have to put you in your place.
You can try. I thought that you were going to like some for reasons that were stupid.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, I feel like I could have argued more about Strange the Dreamer because the US one is really ugly. But I let you have it because you like had reasons and whatever.
And whatever.
Okay. You know, like the colours are nicer in the US one, even though the colours are like a more dull version of the really nice UK one. But I was trying not to be too mean. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was quite fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed that too.
I hope you enjoyed it.
They probably did, otherwise they wouldn't be
At the end.
at this point, yeah.
Give the video a like if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this. And hopefully we, or I, will see you next. Or I.
You don't know.
Oh, or you mean. I thought you were making fun. Okay. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Are we doing tallies or are we writing down the number?
No, just do a tally.
Just do a tally?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to do any interesting statistics either then?
If you want to do interesting statistics, I'll give you the video footage and you can do it.
All.
Move in, look at
Oh,
your head keeps going.
Okay. I'll do it again.
You don't have to leave the gap in the middle though, you can move round if you want.
Yes, my legs are going to sleep so bad.
Don't lie like that.
Oh, why not?
Because you look well lazy.